Basement, level vibes with another one, straight up, blackness aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather wrong, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention. Education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benskop upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune on.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cop, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. I have no.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su? My relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place, yeah.
And he's a good friend of yours?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I am 28, sir.
And where do you live?
In Kitty.
You own your own home?
Not as yet.
Applied for a house lot?
Not yet.
Well, sit down. You're not participating on the enhancement of your own life.
Hawk 2!
Look, check it. 2 more things. See that? Look, she's running with the food. She's running with it. She's running, yeah. Yeah, good. Sandrine should never do that thing. Why you say that?
Because I gotta rile y'all up. Because listen, the whole thing is that, right?
You're my video, right?
No, yeah, I know. The president is welcoming to anybody, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm with the press, and I have been doing this for every government of Guyana. I work. When Granger was here, I walked down Church Avenue.
Because we're excited to see you here. You're coming. Hold on. You got the roti? You got to be kidding me. You got the roti, don't worry. Oh, Lord. You used to make roti when he was 5. But let me see if he could clap. You know?
Hawk 2!
President and the cabinet leaders, and then they come to know you as Lord and Savior. I decree, God, your peace. You know, you separate.
Hawk 2!
President and the cabinet leaders, and then they come to know you as Lord and Savior. I decree, God, your peace. You know, you separate with a peace, and I break with a peace of God. President and the cabinet leaders, and then they come to know you as Lord and Savior. I decree, God, your peace. You separate with a peace. And I pray for the peace of Guyana. Lord, I pray for the Lord, I decree right now to give him wisdom.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public face, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up.
Everybody's fed up. Good night. Hey, guess who almost made it to jail tonight? Because the entire population, majority of Guyanese are fed up of the corruption. They're fed up of the stupidity. They're just simply fed up. And the only reason that this vagabond, yes, didn't go to jail, you see him there in the handcuffs, right? The only reason that this vagabond didn't go to jail, it's because he cried and he cried and he cried, according to information. He cried and he cried like a little bottle of bleach. He cried and he cried and he cried. That is what's happening in Guyana. It's Monday, the 21st day of October. How are you guys doing? And don't get it twisted. Things are going to get better in Guyana. These PACUs will be out of office. Guyana is the entire 83,000 square miles. People are sick and tired of these demonic forces who are governing Guyana at this point in time. Every single day is a controversy. Every single day is allegations of corruption upon corruption. And as we move away from this known individual, is known to law enforcement in Guyana. You guys know what happened. He did something with parking meter, trying to get a little attention. They arrested him. He was charged and all manner of things. Now, I'm not sure whether he was convicted then, but he's back again. And he's no stranger to those handcuffs, mind you. And he's not going to be any stranger to those handcuffs today, tomorrow, and in the very near future. Because moon a run till they catch him. Now, you guys know what that means, right? Moon a run, not only for this PACU, but for his bosses and all of them. Moon a run till they catch him. Can somebody just break that down for others who may not understand, right? Moon a run till they catch him. I repeat, moon a run till they catch him. All right, and they about to catch not only they about to catch all of them, all of these hungry belly lowlives. That is who they are. Hungry belly lowlives. That's right. Don't be afraid to describe them as such. Hungry belly lowlives. They love to call people that, right? They love to criticize. They love to. And then when they get back a dose of their own handcuffs, well, medicine, they get back a dose of their own medicine, they cry like a bottle of bleach. I repeat, they cry like a bottle of bleach. It's what they do. Every single day they cry like a bottle of bleach. They can't take the lockups. They can't take the handcuffs. They could talk and talk and talk and try to bluff themselves, which is what they do. They talk and they bluff themselves. They can't take the pressure, but the pressure gonna come down enough for them. Enough now for them. The pressure will come down against these hooligans running Guyana and the swines who are there to prop them up with their propaganda and all manner of things. Now, we got some serious things that we want to discuss, but this is quite comical. I want you guys to take a look at this comic. It's comical because after the handcuffs were placed on him, and it is said that he cried like a bottle of bleach. He cried like a bleach, right? After that, then he went straight up, straight on his page to cry and complain like a little baby. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey, good night to all of you. Guyana is a comedy show under this PPP regime, the corrupt PPP regime that rigged the elections, installed and were installed into office. And look at these Pacus. Just imagine, who would have thought that Pacus like these, look at these Pacus. Listen, as soon as he got out, he was so ashamed because people said that he was crying and he was begging. Oh, officer, the handcuff tight. First time he probably using that handcuff tight, right? And then they put him down the chute and all sort of things. He's trying to explain that these things happen. Why shut him out? Right? He's so ashamed. Look, take a look. He think he's talking to little boys and girls. What's wrong? What's wrong with some of these hungry belly, low life individuals? Take a listen. I want you guys to listen to this explanation of this dotard.
Morning again. So I've just left the court. Well, about half an hour ago. The court process took about 15 minutes. But I'm bombarded with messages and word about me because they see me in handcuffs, and it was all meant to.
The handcuff got to him. He's ashamed. The handcuff got to him because he thought he was so big and powerful. These individuals who are bordering in terms of being described as criminals, bordering, mind you, right? He's ashamed because the handcuff got on him. And wasn't he convicted for that parking meter stuff? He broke up somebody's stuff. Now, I'm not sure. Somebody double check whether he was convicted or not. But he was so ashamed that he had to jump in his vehicle, probably borrowed vehicle, and he's sitting inside of it. And he's so ashamed. You guys are big. Y'all get sense. Read between the lines. He's so ashamed that he had to rush to offer this poor explanation. But we all know.
Be that way. The system works that way. It doesn't have to in every case.
Hey, guys, I know Tom Anderson said that he did send a message to say that he's running a bit late. Got some other stuff that he has to take care of. So we're going to have some fun if Tom shows up tonight, then he shows up. But guess what's happening? He's begging. He's ashamed. He's all a big mouth. Big mouth. He's ashamed, little pussycat. Meow. Listen to him. Oh, these things happen. Oh, shut up. Yeah, give us a break.
But I must say, I'm not above the law.
Now he knows he's not above the law. Big punk. Now he knows about that. But anyways, let's continue with the comedy. Take your glasses off. Let's see. Take those shades off. Let's see the tears. All right.
Right? I don't feel that I'm above the law, and this is the process. Yeah, you go to court. I just left the magistrate's court.
Guys. Now, all of you watching this here, you know that he's ashamed. You know that he wants to cry. You know that he's feeling it. And then comes to say to you that the system works. It happens. I was just processed quickly. 15 minutes. No, it was more than 15 minutes. This crybaby was there. He is ashamed. He got beat up. Plus, he had the guy chain in his hand, according to what we saw in the video. And he threatened the guy to abduct the guy and put him in the car trunk. All the books should have been thrown at him, and he should have been sent into Camp Street. All like now he would have been sitting in a hammock with two big strapping hungry belly guys, according to how he likes to describe hungry belly. Oh yeah, right there in Camp Street he would have been sent. And so let's continue. This guy is ashamed. Oh gosh.
where I was charged. I can't even remember what I was charged for, but I'm on $100,000 bail. And what it do is from the magistrate court, by the time you got to go from the magistrate court to the lockup, and they handcuff you in the process, right? So a lot of people have been calling, everybody worried.
Not everybody calling and worried. People are laughing. People wanted to know whether he went to jail, and he went to jail with a big box of soap powder, not soap powder. So that's what people were calling to see if anything happened yet. And so he's ashamed. But lots of people have been calling, and lots of people. So here the part he's talking about, he went down the chute, and that's the norm. It's not the norm. Not everybody goes down that chute. Not everyone is put in handcuffs. So shut up. Listen to him, though.
And I'm sorry about the stress I caused on you guys. Oh my God. When you're fighting the good fight, there's always this.
Fighting the good fight? Bloody up a guy's nose, a guy's face in a bar, a bar brawl? A dirty, stinking bar brawl? Low-life mentality, low-life attitude, low-class attitude, hungry belly attitude, and you're coming and you're saying on social media that you're fighting the good fight. What fight are you fighting? What fight this Katahar, this Korhi, this Chamar, this Tere Kabod, Nanika Chodor? What fight is he fighting? Could you believe these mad people? He is fighting a good fight? Threatened to put a guy in a car trunk? Got caught with a guy's chain in his hand, according to information. A bar brawl, Kosop Guan, and that's a good fight you're fighting? You didn't even win that fight. Well, let's continue to hear the crap.
This is what it looks like when you're fighting the good fight. Things happen, shit happens, right? I just did this video because everybody's calling, worried sick. And I realize now if I don't say something the whole day, people are gonna, people see me in handcuffs, they get worried.
The handcuff thing got to him. He never thought that it would have happened. The handcuff thing got to him. The guy bumps raise. The handcuff thing got to him. He's embarrassed. He's ashamed. He doesn't know how to explain it. He can't explain it. He's beating around the bush. All manner of things. Every single thing. He's beating around the bush, guys. Look at him. He's like, hey, if I could sit here and laugh all night until midnight, right? People worried about him. Look at this hungry belly.
And then I am bombarded with messages and
forget about that, man. Let's move forward.
Yes, I ain't getting no special treatment. I am like every other guy in these citizens.
Now he knows he's like every other guy in his citizen. This Paku, now he knows that. He's ashamed. This is just an example of what else to come. Lots more of this to come. Trust me on this. Because he thinks he's big, he's bad, he's powerful. He could tell anybody anything. He could tell a judge, go to hell, a magistrate, go to hell. And now he's begging, he's on his knees. Probably something he's accustomed to. Going on his knees and begging, please. He's saying that he knows the magistrate will do the right thing. I've never seen a guy beg so much yet. On his knees. He's ashamed. He never thought that he would have been reduced to naught. He never thought that he would have been put back in the same place where he came from. Nothing. Moon a run till they catch him. I repeat, moon a run till they catch him. One by one. Who sing a song, some one by one, Koti Rangs? Koti Rangs, one by one. His blood pressure going up, all manner of things. Low life.
It's just that my uniqueness comes from my outspokenness. And
my uniqueness comes from my outspokenness. Have you guys, where this guy went to I-flat also? My uniqueness come from my outspokenness, and my outspokenness come from his wickedness, and his wickedness come from his deeds, and his deeds cause him to go on in handcuffs, and while in handcuffs he begging on his knees. My uniqueness? What uniqueness is this creature, this low-life creature talking about?
My willingness to stand up for others. You understand?
My willingness to stand up for others? Who the heck is this Paku standing up for? What justice is he fighting for? He is just known as a flatfoot hustler, a madman who has gotten an opportunity, a little access to eat little food. And what he's doing now, he's eating food. He never imagined in his barn life that he would have been eating so much food. Leftovers, all sorts of things he's eating. But as the saying goes, moon a run till they catch him. Moon a run till they catch him. So, reader, he's nervous. He's ashamed. He doesn't know what to say. The only reason that he ran to do the live is because the little peeny thing that he has. The little peeny thing that he has. I'm speaking of the little ego that he has. I'll get y'all mine out of the gutter. That may be the case, but it's none of my business. But the little peeny ego that he has. His ego has been shattered. And so he jumped into his car to do, or a borrowed car, whatever, to do a live. All because, the reason why we got to make a mockery of this bundery is because we know he's uneducated. We know he's a Paku. And he goes on the air or whatever, and he uttered the most unprofessional things. Doesn't have an idea as to what he's saying. But deep down inside, he thinks he's doing something that is right. Deep down inside, because Pakus like Jagdeo and them embrace him and give him little crumbs. And so he thinks that he's fighting for people. Who is he fighting for? Imagine he appeared in court on a criminal charge. After it was seen on video, his entire face bloody up, he blowing like a donkey. And then the other guy, he, according to information, beat the other guy up. And then he appears, he comes in his car to tell you guys that he's fighting the good fight.
So, yeah.
Look, I keep telling you guys I understand body language and facial expression. I know you guys do also. Well, most of you, right? You could tell that he has been battered. You know, like you get a cat and you wet that cat, and the cat is, I'm not saying cruelty to animal, right? And the cat is against the wall, scratching, and there's no, that's him. He digging, he's scratching, he can't find words, which is the norm anyways. He can't find proper words. He doesn't know how to express himself. And so the entire nation is laughing at him. I am sure that majority of them in the PPP at Freedom House, at Office of the President, the people probably saying to him, me tell y'all, get rid of this guy, kick him out, let him go back in the street and sell sweetie and sell probably one cigarette for $1 or whatever it is. Send him back. This is not for him.
I just did this for you guys to know I'm okay, all is well. And I look, sir. Yeah, all is well. And
he's feeling the pain. Guys, he's feeling the pain. He's feeling it. He's feeling it. Somebody called it. He's feeling it. He's feeling the pain. He can't take the pressure. There is only mouth up like this, you know. They can't take the pressure. They can't take it. Seriously, they cannot take the pressure. All that mouth can't take the pressure.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more.
That's what's going through his mind right now. Even as he's looking at this program, he goes at the embassy, they deny him his visa. He goes anywhere, he go eat with some people, introduce him to little fancy food. He gone and he bar talking them people. Little fancy food they give him to eat. And now he get a handcuff. He in the lockup crying like a little bleach. And now he jump in a car, whether it's his car or borrowed car or whatever it is. And right now, this is how he's feeling.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more.
Where is Star Man?
You guys don't need to be worried. And I also, I don't apologize very often. I apologize for.
He apologized. He's apologizing. Y'all want to hear what he's apologizing for? Y'all want to hear what he's on his knees now? He's begging for mercy. The low life has gone really, really low, right where he probably started from. The low life. Annette Cummings, yes, he used to sell cigarette and fudge and sweetie on Rob Street on a little tray like this, those who know him. So it's not like this guy came from anything. Now, I'm not laughing. People start off from nothing. But the way in which this guy's behaving, he will give you guys the impression that he went to the best university. He grew up. He used to knock about all over Georgetown, even fatter. Say Yoshi for some job done that he didn't even pay yet, according to Fatter. Fatter called in his show and said that he Yoshi. Right? Oh, holy smoke. Where's Tom Anderson, man? Where is Tom Anderson?
It kind of stress that us cars people. Yes, I do cause stress on my followers and supporters. Will get worried for me and the circumstances they know going on. And normally I wouldn't, after something like this, I'd wait till tomorrow morning and do my reply. But tomorrow morning I'll give you the details of the court matter.
You give it no details. We don't want to hear no court details, no details and no matter. We already know what's going on. And so tonight, guess who? Guess we give this low life, this Chamar, this Korhi, this Katahar, this Tede Kabur Nanika Chodor, we give him. Guess what he gets tonight before we move on? We have other things to talk about, but we just thought that we put a little smile on your face and let you guys know that he has been crying. He has been missed by the bell. He has been missed. Otherwise, he would have been in Camp Street Prison, hugging up. Hugging up is against the law. We don't dance like that anymore. So he gets the award for the night. And the minute he shape up, and the minute he shapes up, guess what? We're gonna let you guys know why he cannot acquire a US visa. We're gonna let you guys know, let him shape up. And maybe he's under investigations by US law enforcement agencies for something. Well, let him shape up. Moon a run till they catch up. I repeat, moon a run till they catch up. Moon catching up with day right now. All right, hey, what else is happening in your neck of the woods, guys? You've had a quite a laugh here, but we've got to move on. We've got to like who is it? Did they sing some song? No. There's some other song that sing, we got to move on. Nobody gonna break my stride. Right? Now, Diddy is not that talented to sing them sort of songs. But let's move from one Paku to the next Paku. Todd has insulted the people of Linden. He has insulted the people of Linden. And thus far, no apology coming from you, Todd. He sits there as the Minister of Foreign Affairs. If I had my way, busload, couple buses packed with individuals from Linden would have been in front of Todd's office demanding that he apologizes to the people of Linden. He is basically saying that they are nothing, they are worth nothing. The PPP regime is quiet about it. Jagdeo is quiet. You notice how we quickly rushed to save Tom after Ramson Jr. caused Tom to resign. But Jagdeo has nothing to say about what Todd has said to the people and about the people of Linden. Irfan Ali has nothing to say about Todd's disrespect to the people of Linden. And so the people of Linden have to come out and protest and denounce what this Paku Todd said about them. I, as a Lindener, I am offended. Mark Phillips is a Lindener and has said not a word about Todd's disrespect. Nothing at all. Many folks within the PPP are quiet about this. Kashif and Shanghai are quiet about this. And we can understand why Kashif and Shanghai are so quiet. Todd has disrespected the people of Linden. I hope that the members of Parliament for Region 10, who are Lindeners themselves, can issue an immediate press release or a letter. I know Jermaine Figueroa, the MP, is oftentimes quick to respond and to write letters about who shouldn't boycott businesses in Brooklyn and who shouldn't this and who shouldn't that. But I'm yet to see a letter coming from, I'm yet to see a letter coming from Jermaine Figueroa. If I miss that, then somebody can point it to my direction and I'll read it for you guys. But no condemnation of what Todd has said to disrespect the people of Linden. No condemnation from the AFC MP. Well, of course, the AFC got all of their seats as a result of the PNCR and the coalition. And not a word from the AFC on what Todd has said. Not a word from the leadership of the AFC as well for what Todd has said. And it appears that for those who are quiet, I'm wondering whether they're all condoning the action and the disrespect by Todd. No condemnation at all. All right, 34 minutes after 9 o'clock. My name is Mark Benshap. We've got to move on to some other stuff. Lots of other stuff. We've got to move on. What is happening now with this story? Almost 300 matters or charges have been recommended. Never before have we heard this in the history of Guyana. Almost 300, guys. Seriously, almost 300 charges have been recommended against Calvin Brutas. Almost, I repeat, almost. I notice our operator, Lemon, has B-R-U-T-A-S as opposed to B-R-U-T-U-S. Well, you know what's coming off his pay there, right? So now back to Brutus. Back to Brutus. What's going on with the banks? The three banks, I believe it's Bank of Baroda, GBTI, and speaking of GBTI apparently is no stranger to U.S. law enforcement agencies that have been keeping an eye on the hefty amount of deposits being made at that bank. Now, the other banks now, I'm wondering, how is it? Because if an ordinary man, a small man, goes into the banks to make a deposit and it's over $1 million, if it's over $1 million, guess what? They are going to want to, you're going to have to show the evidence where you got the money from. They're going to put you through all sorts of things. All sorts of things you got to go through to prove and to show where you got that $1 million from. 1 million Guyana dollars, about 4,000 plus US dollars, you got to prove where you got the money from. But there are others in society, maybe Jagdeo and others, who are allowed to deposit 50 million, 60 million, probably 100 million, and all these things they can deposit. But guess what? Guess what? The banks, the question is, why are these banks not scrutinizing these individuals? In the case of Calvin Brutas, Republic Bank, and the bank account number, on July, as of July 2024, $2,170,239 deposited on July 20th. Sorry, July 2024. Demerara Bank on or just around July, according to information, 1.5 million, almost $1.6 million deposited. Then we go to Republic Bank, according to information, mind you, 7.6. This is in the name of, his wife, Demerara Bank, deposited, according to information, 1.5 million. Republic Bank, 7.6 million. And now listen to this now. The company said to be owned by Brutus and his wife, according to information, allegedly owned by the two of them, Republic Bank. Here is the account number. Deposited 56 million. I repeat, guys, 56. No kidding, no exaggeration, guys. $56 million, one deposit, $56 million, $671,675. Can you guys believe this? And then we're hearing that it's what? Christmas presents. So that's what we're hearing a lot. All of these deposits, every single one of these deposits, alleged, the deposits, but yet the banks have allowed this. So this brings me to another question. Brutus attempted, he put in for leave so that he could travel to the United States, according to the affidavit filed in court, as a result of medical treatment for his wife. The court has denied his petition to leave the country. Denied. Almost 300 charges recommended. Almost 300, or maybe over 300. And this is for, what is it? A senior police officer. This is not an ordinary person. This is a senior police officer. The question now is, and I hope maybe the ambassador is watching, because the ambassador had something to say based on the allegations. Because this now will possibly threaten his visa, or maybe both his wife and himself. And maybe their visas can possibly be revoked. Now, let's go on. The duty do banks have? What are duty these banks have to know their clients? They just take extraordinary sums of money just like that and just allow it to be thrown into the banks? Where the funds derive from? Where did they get $56 million just like that? Is this how money laundering works in Guyana? And this is just a question I'm asking, guys. Is this how money laundering is done in Guyana? And then this now is the important. How eligible now is Mr. Brutus? to continue to be the holder of a visitor's visa, a U.S. visa. That's according now, if you take a look at the FCPA laws and the rules and regulations, you'll get to understand where I'm coming from. Good night again to all of you. I'm not sure where you are right now, but we welcome you. Welcome you to Straight Up. Calvin Brutus barred by court from leaving Guyana. He is barred from leaving Guyana. Now back to the U.S. ambassador. The U.S. ambassador to Guyana, Nicole Theriot, just on Friday said that the United States was paying attention. I repeat, where you guys are, let me see your face. The United States is paying attention. So it's not like they have turned a blind eye or whatever. They are paying attention to the, swirling corruption allegations in the Guyana police force. They are paying attention to the allegations, the swirling corruption allegations in the Guyana police force. And I am almost certain, as we get back to the FCPA, and those of you out there who know what that is, the FCPA, of course, it wouldn't apply strictly. It wouldn't apply strictly to Brutus because it's applicable to U.S. citizens and so forth and so on. However, the corruption laws would certainly apply to him, to Brutus, as a visa holder. Click, 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 click. Read between the lines. Read between the lines. Read between the lines what's happening. Now, I'm not insinuating anything. I am just saying, read between the lines. Read between the lines, guys. Jagdeo now, let's head back to Jagdeo. Jagdeo, before we go to Jagdeo, this guy is quiet, This guy, is quiet. Because remember, Jagdeo said that he has files on Brutus. Jagdeo says, based on Brutus, he says here, Brutus moved to the court self-destructive as government has files on him. This is according to Jagdeo. But Jagdeo must understand that Brutus, I am certain, almost certain, and can't go wrong, Brutus is a senior police officer, that the possibility exists that Brutus has files on Jagdeo. And not only that Brutus has files on Jagdeo, Brutus may very well have files on Irfan Ali and other senior officials of the PPP regime. I hope his visas, or his visa and his wife's visa, US visa, I hope it is not revoked. And I'd love for him to travel to the United States of America if he can, because they blocked him. Guyana government blocked him already. Jagdeo doesn't want him to leave the country for obvious reasons, right? But I hope he gets a chance to come so that maybe he can sit somewhere in a coffee shop or in somebody's office and talk to them. But in the event that he cannot make it out of Guyana for now, it doesn't mean that he cannot give people some meat. Mr. Brutus, give some meat. Don't go down like this. You know Jagdeo will hunt you. We know what he has done to Chris Gayle and all these things. We heard Jagdeo cussing and going on and crying over a strapping cricketer named Chris Gayle. I don't know why. Don't ask me. But Brutus, you're not as tall and strapping as Chris Gayle. Do not go down like that. If Jagdeo says he has files on you, tell us about the files you probably have on Jagdeo. I'd love to do an interview with you right here on 107.1 FM. If you don't want to talk to me, it's fine. It's fine. But be careful who you speak with. There might be other folks outside of Guyana who would probably love to hear from you. Probably. Do what is right and save the country. You've probably made mistakes by dabbling with the demons. And now that the demons are done with you, they toss you aside into a fire and say, burn, baby, burn. Burn, baby, burn. Do not go down lightly. Brutus, do not go down lightly. You're still a young man and you have a whole life ahead of you. Lots of things in front waiting for you in the future. You can stand back. Who's it the sing when I'm back on my feet again, right? Michael Bolton. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't let Jagdeo pull you down. Take Jagdeo down with you. Pull him down. Open the files you have on Jagdeo. You can call me. Call somebody else, not on this phone. But call me. Message me. Join the fight and help us save Guyana. As Pamela Viola Concios, is it what is it? Is saying, spill the beans. Spill the beans, Brutus. Spill the beans. You have a young family. Jagdeo doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about your family. He probably is happy and smiling that he used you. They used you. They're done with you. They done jare you. They give you Nara now. Well, they give you Nara, but they don't want to jare you. They're the ones who are responsible because they condone so many things in the Guyana police force. And just when you thought that you could have gotten away with these allegations, mind you, you went ahead because they gave you the impression that, okay, do what you want. Like that soca, do what you want with me, baby. And now you did what you want. You did it according to Mike, who's it? Frank Sinatra. You did it your way. But your way wasn't probably the right way for Jagdeo and them. So they chuck your neck with a rope. Boom. Pull you in for fitness and disrespecting you and saying that they have files on you, Brutus. They have files on you. In essence, what Jagdeo is saying, not only to Brutus, he's saying it to the short man. He's saying it to 8,300 square miles. Hicken. That Hicken, if you step out of line like Brutus, guess what? Jagdeo will tell you that he has files on you as well. Kareem Bach, if you step out of line, Jagdeo will say to you that, guess what? He has files on you. And maybe he does have files on all the senior police officers. And so that message is not only for this particular message, where he's saying, Brutus, move to the court, self-destructive as government has files on him. What Jagdeo is saying is that, because mind you, Jagdeo, according to law enforcement agencies outside of Guyana, Jagdeo is being described as a criminal. Now, I'm not the one who's describing him as a criminal, but Jagdeo is being described as a criminal, right? This is a guy who is said to have, what? Billions of US dollars in a bank account in China. Billions upon billions of US dollars. Billions upon billions of US dollars. Anyways, we all see where this is heading, right? All of us, we all see where this is not just heading, as the guys out in wherever. Where is Storm? Is Storm coming on, or we've got to go? He did say that it appeared because he's not back at his studios yet. But I had some questions for him. One of them is, would scandals like the Brutus scandal affect the way that the government of Guyana is viewed in DC? Of course, it will affect how the government is viewed in Washington, DC. And then it could affect fundings, not only fundings, US fundings with taxpayers' monies, US taxpayers' monies, funding a corrupt police force, funding a corrupt government, funding a corrupt law enforcement or law enforcement agencies in Guyana, whether it's the Guyana Police Force, whether it is Kano. Did I say Kano? Is Kano really corrupt? I don't know. Iskanu? And why are they, the US, continue to fund those corrupt agencies with taxpayers' monies in the United States of America? Why? And it is so corrupt. At the highest level, it is corrupt, guys. We can't run away with it. It is corrupt. And so that's exactly what I wanted to ask Tom Anderson. But Tom has always been nice. He's always been looking into Guyana for obvious reasons. He still is looking into Guyana. And that would have been the question to me, to him. And I'm not, as a result of the corruption, it is quite possible that the US ambassador to Guyana had to send in her cable an explanation about the situation in Guyana. And then, shouldn't we be concerned that the banks in Guyana might be compromised? That the banks in Guyana may very well be condoning these acts of criminality? Shouldn't we all be concerned that that's probably what is happening in Guyana? Shouldn't we all, guys, shouldn't we all be concerned that these are the things that are happening in beautiful Guyana? Beautiful Guyana. Those are the things that are happening in beautiful Guyana. And I tell you what, you guys may hear so many different things in the coming days. So many different things. Can we trust the banks? The banks probably now again, I don't know, but there ought to be an investigations in the banks. What's happening with the banks? I don't know. Is your money safe in the banks? Are corrupt officials allowed to get away with virtually murders in the banks? What's happening with those banks, guys? Why are certain folks allowed to bank $50 million, $60 million, $100 million, $500 million, and all these different things in the bank? Shouldn't the Guyanese banks know their clients and be able to know systematically that civil servants shouldn't normally have large bank balances or transactions? Calvin Brutas, senior police officer, is a civil servant. Where is it he's getting all this money from? $56 million, according to information. And so the question, when these large deposits, not only from Brutus, but maybe from others as well, including politicians, including officials of the PPP, the corrupt PPP regime. Now the question, would this sort of situation affect the abilities of Guyanese banks to continue to interact with the US banks? And that's the question we've got to ask. Not even the US banks can trust the banks in Guyana right now. What is it, Exim Bank? Is that the bank that the Guyana government is waiting for a loan, a hefty loan to do business in Guyana? It is not going to happen. I don't think they're going to get that loan, especially with this recent revelation. And more to come. There could possibly be some sanctions, some US sanctions, not just visa revocations or whatever, from some serious sanctions against the government of Guyana, against people like Bharat Jagdeo and others. Why do you think Irfan Ali is so quiet on the issue? He is wondering what files may have already been transferred to law enforcement agencies, maybe by Brutus and maybe others. And now I don't want to paint the entire police force with the same brush. There might still be, and I'm sure there are still, a few good officers, men and women of the Guyana police force. Do the right thing. Do not allow the few scamps, the few vagabonds, the few criminals who have been given the green light by the PPP to operate and to taint the entire Guyana police force. It is time those honorable men and women in the Guyana Police Force stand up on the side of justice. Stand up and do what is right. We saw a young officer just the other day doing what is right, saying to some two little rascals in an SUV to obey the traffic laws and obey the traffic rank. Oh no, they're of the view that they're above the law. They can cuss, they can go on, and all sorts of things. All sorts of things. They are still some honest and professional men and women in the Guyana Police Force. Just as Jagdeo is yelling out that he has files on Brutus, and of course he's saying that he has on others, I know y'all have files on all of those vagabonds in the PPP, including Bharat Jagdeo. But we can't just believe that U.S. or other law enforcement agencies don't have files on Jagdeo. We can't rule out that the Canadians don't have files on Irfan Ali. Maybe that explains why Irfan Ali was blocked from entering Canada. More to come in the coming days. Lots more to come. And all I'm saying to Brutus, do not put your hands up in the air and surrender. Do not put your hands up in the air and surrender, Brutus. Whatever information you have on Jagdeo and Irfan and other officials of the PPP regime, including very senior police officers of the Guyana Police Force, possibly Hicken as well. Don't sit down on those information. Don't sit down on those files, Brutus. Don't. And before I go now, I'm just wondering, maybe the ambassador, since the ambassador, U.S. ambassador to Guyana has said to the effect that she's monitoring the allegations, which is good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the U.S. ambassador, Nicole Terrier, for monitoring the situation. By the way, I saw the ambassador out in Linden earlier. Did a great job in honoring some promise that was made to the people of Linden. Thank you, Madam Ambassador. But now, hey, the ambassador, if the government has asserted bank balances in various accounts, is it that the ambassador is saying that the assertions of bank balances are merely allegations and not credible utterances of the government? Then could that affect Hickens? Well, not Hickens. In this case, it's Brutus. Can it affect Brutus's visa status? Watch out in the coming days. Watch, as they say, watch the ride in the coming days. Guys, it stinks in Guyana. It is an unhealthy situation in Guyana. Corruption is rampant from top to bottom, for the most part, in the Guyana Police Force. And in the PPP regime, corruption from top to bottom. Every single day is corruption upon corruption upon corruption upon corruption. Every single day. And meanwhile, they're going and running after poor people in poor communities. Well, I mean, economically depressed communities, compliments of the corrupt PPP regime. The people of Mocha, they're trying to take away their lands, all manner of things. They're flooding Venezuelan nationals out in Linden now. It is an elections ploy. We all know what the PPP, what Jagdeo is doing. He's setting the stage to rig the elections because he knows that once they're out of office, cat gonna eat their dinner. A lot of them may have to be sent, extradited to the United States of America. Lots of them may have to be extradited to the United States of America. Plenty of them. Lots of them, guys. Some of us may be smiling, will be smiling. Welcome them in the United States, open arms, even though most of them will have handcuffs on. All right, hey, guess what else is happening? Maybe he'll run away to China so that he can save his bank account. It is said that Jagdeo has a bank account in China with billions of US dollars. Irfan Ali also has to say whether he has a bank account in China with hundreds and hundreds of millions of US dollars in it. Back half, left half, until they are willing to speak and tell the truth on that matter. But for now, guess what? My name is Mark Bencha. And let me say goodnight to Brutus. Brutus, if you're watching, you've got to do the right thing. If you don't do the right thing, they are going to sink you. Oh, thank you so much, Emma. Emma is laughing. You guys know Emma is laughing. And there another story coming out somewhere, some former Better Hope NDC chairman Sheikh Samsir or whatever was just shot by suspected bandits at his business place 1 hour ago. Details are still sketchy, right? But speaking with Action News a short while ago, a source indicated that Samsir was indeed shot and rushed to the hospital. I don't know who Samsir or who whatever. I don't know the circumstances. I don't know what is happening. But what I do know is every day there's a shooting. Every day there's a problem in Guyana. Compliments of the corrupt PPP regime. But for now, I've got to go. I'll be back tomorrow night, same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. I'm out of here. God bless you. Mwah. So long.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%. Get your give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base. Then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fear with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows. One set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Baratans too, cause
My name is Jacinti Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup, and what they are doing today I can't take it, so I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
Thank you so much for that. But if I could have a point of privilege. This is a family dialogue. If one person wants to talk longer, I am available to listen. So we're going to do this like we're sitting in the kitchen. I want to hear from you. I want to know the challenges. And so
there and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Sujurong?
Su? Oh, Su?
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more.
How old are you?
I am 28, sir.
And where do you live?
In Kitty.
You own your own home?
Not as yet.
Applied for a house lot?
Not yet.
Well, sit down. You're not participating on the enhancement of your own life.
You said valid votes counts, votes.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public face, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we go set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination.